He's a piece of work, man. He always put somebody in front of him. When Jada came for him, he put Beanie in front of him. When Cam came for him, he put True Life in front of him. And he just didn't compete.
The timeline just tripped over its own sneakers and face planted into chaos because reports started flying that two hip-hop heavyweights may have crossed paths in the wild. And the internet reacted like a Marvel crossover trailer just dropped. Without warning, no soundtrack. Just boom, rumor, reactions, and 1,000 microphones turning on at once. When Jay-Z and 50 Cent appear in the same sentence, the algorithm doesn't walk, it sprints. Add the idea of a surprise. Run-in and suddenly social media turns into a detective agency staffed entirely by people with Wi-Fi and strong opinions. Everybody claims they know what happened. Nobody agrees on what happened. Confidence levels? Extremely illegal. Some posts say it was tense. Some say it was nothing. Some say it was legendary. Others say it never even happened and the internet just hallucinated collectively like it skipped sleep and drank conspiracy juice. This is the kind of story that makes Rap Beef History channels stretch before recording. The kind that makes gossip pages type in all caps. The kind that makes group chats say, "Nah, this crazy," with zero punctuation. Stay here because what's being claimed, what's being assumed, and what people want to believe are three completely different movies. The rumor didn't just land, it landed with sirens. The moment social media started buzzing about a possible Jay-Z and 50 Cent running out in the wild, the timeline reacted like somebody dropped a surprise album, a diss track, and a conspiracy documentary at the same time. No verified footage. No official statement. Just chatter. And somehow that was more than enough to light the entire internet like a Christmas tree plugged into a lightning bolt. This is what happens when two heavyweight names with layered history get mentioned. In the same breath, the algorithm doesn't ask questions, it throws a parade. Feeds refresh faster, opinions load quicker, and suddenly everybody online becomes an eyewitness, historian with memory dating back to dial-up internet. Let's ground this before the speculation machine puts on rocket boosters. What actually triggered the explosion was simple online talk about a reported random encounter. Not confirmed. Not documented cleanly. Not backed by a crisp video clip with surround sound and subtitles. Just posts, mentions, and word is. Energy. And on social media, word is travels faster than verified truth wearing running shoes. But logic never trends like tension does. Within minutes. Commentary creators spun up their engines. Titles popped up with phrases like unexpected moment, silent tension, awkward energy, and historic crossover. You'd think two superheroes almost bumped shoulders in a multiverse portal. Dramatic thumbnails were born. Before the rumor finished stretching, why does this hit so hard? Because hip-hop culture doesn't treat history like a museum, it treats it like a live wire. Old competition, past interviews, legacy ego, public jabs, they don't disappear. They get archived in fan memory like sacred scrolls. So when a rumor suggests proximity, people don't see coincidence. They see storyline continuation. Supporters of the moment mattered theory came out swinging with cinematic imagination. Their stance is that when icons with complicated narrative history cross paths, something is always felt, even if nothing is said. According to them, presence alone carries tension. Eye contact becomes symbolic. Silence becomes loud. Breathing becomes a subplot. Skeptics answered with a bucket of cold logic and a fire hose of sarcasm. Their argument was beautifully simple. Famous people exist outside. Cities are shared spaces. Successful artists do not teleport to avoid each other. Two celebrities being near each other is not automatically a Netflix special. Sometimes it's just Tuesday. And just like that, the internet divided into team, historic energy shift, and team please go outside. Then came the flashback. Merchants. Old clips resurfaced like they had alarm clocks set for drama day. Interviews from years ago. Competitive quotes. Subtle jabs. Archived tension moments. All reposted with captions like prophecy messages. The internet loves retroactive storytelling. Yesterday's comment becomes today's foreshadowing. Reaction panels formed fast and loud. split screens, debate boxes. 5 creators talking at once like a podcast recorded inside a blender. One says it proves unresolved rivalry. One says it proves maturity. One says it proves nothing. One says it proves everything. Volume replaces verification every single time. Meme culture entered the chat wearing clown shoes and a producer headset. Fake reenactments, movie trailer edits, slow-motion walking clips stitched together from unrelated footage. Someone added dramatic orchestra music behind 2 separate paparazzi shots from different years and called it a recreation. Accuracy. Packed its bags and left early. The exaggeration Olympics began immediately. Headlines escalated from reported run-in to tense moment to shock encounter at record speed. That's viral inflation. Every repost adds extra seasoning until the story tastes nothing like the original ingredient. Another fascinating layer. Body language analysis of imaginary footage. Yes, imaginary. People describing reactions? Nobody actually saw. You know how he would have looked. No, you don't. But confidence online is immune to missing data. Certainty shows up even when evidence calls in sick. What fuels this fire is mythology, not information. These are legacy figures with competitive aura and long narrative shadows. Fans project story onto proximity. If 2 heavyweight fighters attend the same event, people assume a showdown even if they're just there for snacks. Fan bases activated like emergency response teams. Threads appeared mapping historical tension timelines like sports rivalry documentaries. Dates, quotes, moments, comparisons. If dedication could be monetized directly, some of these threads could fund a streaming service. Commentators also began assigning symbolism to randomness. If they crossed paths now, it means something. Maybe it means they were both outside. But subtle explanations don't go viral. Dramatic ones do. Another booster rocket for the rumor. Unresolved curiosity. People love unfinished narratives. If a rivalry never had a clean cinematic ending, the audience keeps scanning for surprise. Sequels. Rumor becomes trailer. Speculation becomes screenplay. Brand and industry watchers jumped in too, analyzing what a real encounter would mean hypothetically. Respect signals, power dynamics, legacy posture. These conversations sounded like corporate merger analysis mixed with rap bar breakdowns. And hovering above all of it is the internet's favorite magic trick, turning possibility into perceived event through repetition. Say, it happened enough times and people forget the word reported was ever in the sentence. Right now, what actually exists is not confirmed confrontation. It's confirmed fascination, but fascination is enough to start phase 2. And phase 2 is where reaction turns into narrative escalation. The second wave of this rumor didn't just roll in, it cannonballed into the timeline wearing steel boots and carrying a megaphone. Because once the reported run-in chatter reached critical mass, the internet upgraded from curiosity to full cinematic storytelling. Nobody was asking, did it happen? Anymore. They were asking, what did it mean? That's right. We skipped confirmation and went straight to symbolism like a literature class taught by bloggers. Reaction channels multiplied overnight like they were grown in a lab. Emergency live streams. Breaking update videos with absolutely no new updates. Panel discussions titled like championship fights. You'd think we were analyzing a historic summit meeting instead of an unverified street. Rumor. This is the phase where online culture stops observing and starts directing. Creators began reconstructing the alleged moment like forensic filmmakers. Here's how it probably went. Here's what was likely said. Here's the energy in the air. The energy in the air. We are now measuring invisible vibes like meteorologists of drama. Somebody bring a barometer for tension levels. Supporters of the "this was major" narrative leaned all the way in. Their position was that when 2 legacy titans with layered competitive history are even rumored to cross paths, it's automatically meaningful. According to this camp, context makes coincidence impossible. They believe legacy plus proximity equals significance every single time. The skeptic squad fired back with comedic force. Their counterargument was basically this: famous people don't live in separate dimensions. They share cities, events, restaurants, sidewalks, oxygen. Two stars being near each other is not automatically a deleted scene from a rivalry movie. Sometimes it's just geography minding its business. And just like that, the debate turned into philosophy of proximity. Then meme culture showed up with fireworks and zero restraint. Fake movie posters appeared when legends collide. Slow motion edits using unrelated footage. Dramatic narrator voiceovers over random walking clips. Someone added thunder sound effects to a photo of two separate arrivals at two separate locations and called it the moment. Accuracy is optional. Entertainment is mandatory. Pop culture comparison season opened immediately. Commentators said this rumored encounter had more tension than reunion episodes, more mystery than surprise album drops, more imaginary dialogue than fan fiction forums. Subtlety was declared missing and replaced with fireworks. Old interviews got clipped and reposted like prophecy fragments. Past competitive quotes resurfaced with captions like "This hits different now." The internet loves retroactive meaning. It's like emotional time travel. Yesterday's bar becomes today's hidden message. Then came the body language. Truthers, analyzing posture from photos that were not even from the same day. Look at the stance. Look at the jaw. That's not analysis. That's creative writing with confidence. But confidence travels faster than caution online. Celebrity-adjacent posters added fuel with cryptic quotes. Because nothing spices up rumor like a mysterious sentence with no subject. Respect is louder than words. Growth looks quiet. No names mentioned. Maximum implication. The timeline treats vague quotes like encrypted government leaks. Fan bases mobilized like digital armies with Wi-Fi armor. Defense threads. History threads. Why this matters threads. Why this doesn't matter threads. Charts appeared. Timelines built. If passion could generate electricity, the platform could power a continent. Industry commentators joined. With strategy takes. They discussed legacy positioning, brand posture, maturity optics, and rivalry mythology. It sounded like a business school case study taught inside a barbershop debate. Half marketing theory, half competitive folklore. The algorithm, meanwhile, sat back like a casino owner watching every table hit at once. Every angle pulled views, every reaction earned clicks, every meme generated shares. Engagement doesn't care if the story is confirmed. It cares if the story is compelling. Narrative inflation reached championship levels. Headlines evolved. From reported sighting rumor to unexpected confrontation energy, to moment that changes the dynamic without stopping for oxygen. That's viral language stretching itself like elastic bigger promise. Bigger click. Another fascinating mutation happened here. Motive projection. People started assigning intentions to a moment nobody verified. This was strategic. This was symbolic. This was a message. It might also have been two humans existing in public space at the same time, but that theory gets terrible engagement. Meta-debate appeared to not about the rumored encounter, but about the coverage of the rumor. Should creators amplify unverified celebrity crossover stories? Is this culture commentary or chaos farming? Now we're arguing about the argument, which is the internet's favorite sequel. The smartest observers started zooming out. They noted how quickly hip-hop mythology activates when legacy names get mentioned together. Rivalry memory in this culture is long, emotional, and heavily replayed. Fans don't just remember history, they keep it warmed up, because unresolved narrative is magnetic. If a rivalry never had a cinematic closing scene, audiences keep searching for surprise endings. Rumor becomes trailer. Reaction becomes screenplay. Commentary becomes special effects. But here's the quiet truth hiding under the noise. The louder the interpretation gets, the thinner the verified information usually is. Volume and accuracy are not teammates online. They are often bitter rivals. And just when the reaction carnival hit maximum spin speed, the consequence conversation started warming up backstage. Because once symbolism enters the chat, reputation analysis walks in right behind it. Now we hit the fallout chapter, the part where the noise stops being just loud and starts being heavy. This is where rumor turns into reputation math and internet excitement turns into narrative cement. The memes slow down, the hot takes get longer. And suddenly everybody online claims they were measured and reasonable from the start. Amazing. How digital hindsight has perfect posture and zero fingerprints. This is where public perception hardens. Early on, people say, if. Then they say, probably. Now they say, you already know. No new proof required, just repetition and confidence. Say a story enough times with dramatic music and the human brain files it under memory instead of speculation. Digital camps are now fully armored. One side treats the rumored run-in like symbolic confirmation of everything they already believed. About legacy tension? The other side treats it like mass imagination sponsored by boredom and Wi-Fi. Nobody is undecided anymore. The middle ground quietly left and started a podcast about overreaction. Reputation analysis becomes the main sport here. Not what happened, what it means. Commentators start discussing legacy posture, competitive aura, maturity optics, and silent power signals like we're analyzing chess moves in a championship match. Except the chessboard might be imaginary and half the pieces are memes, brand strategists, and culture. Commentators jump in with boardroom vocabulary. They talk about narrative positioning, rivalry mythology value, and perception leverage.
It sounds
Like a merger meeting between ego and symbolism. According to these takes, even a rumored encounter can refresh old narratives and reopen fan loyalty debates. Association gravity also kicks in. Every past quote, past jab, past interview line gets reposted like historical evidence in a trial nobody scheduled. Old competitive bars get reinterpreted. Old sarcasm gets upgraded to prophecy. The archive becomes ammunition. Relationship storylines get rewritten by spectators with zero backstage access. They were always in Cold War mode. They moved past it years ago. Respect but distance. All stated with courtroom confidence and absolutely no subpoena power. The internet builds entire emotional maps from 3 clips and a caption. Another transformation happens now. Silence becomes suspicious. If nobody involved says anything publicly, that silence becomes content. Notice the quiet.
pay
Attention to the non-response. We have reached the stage where absence of comment is treated like a press conference. Prediction culture goes wild too. Internet forecasters start announcing future dynamics like weather reports. This resets the relationship. This proves growth. This confirms distance. Confidence level, maximum. Evidence level, decorative. Online prediction requires no license and no refund policy. Meta-debate expands again. Now people argue about why the rumor spread so fast in the first place. Is it unresolved rivalry fascination? Is it culture nostalgia? Is it the audience craving legendary crossover moments like comic book fans? That conversation is actually smarter, which is exactly why it gets fewer clicks. Here's the uncomfortable truth sitting quietly behind the circus. Hip-hop legacy rivalries function like folklore now. Even when active conflict cools, the story energy remains stored. Mention both names near each other and the folklore wakes up like it heard its theme music. Search gravity forms next. This is the long tail effect. Viral rumor moments attach in algorithms, suggested videos, related searches, recommendation chains. Even if nothing happened, the association gets indexed. Attention is temporary. Data linkage is stubborn. Audience behavior also splits into 2 psychological camps. The escalators want updates, breakdowns, frame-by-frame analysis of a moment nobody filmed. The exhausteds want everyone to drink water and go outside. Both groups think the other group is the problem. Content creators start packaging lessons. What this teaches about rivalry, legacy tension rules. How narrative never dies. Nothing becomes educational faster than something that already went viral. Drama is the mother of online curriculum, but veteran watchers know a pattern. Rumor spikes are loud and short, like fireworks. Spectacular, noisy, and over quickly, unless new fuel arrives. Next week's louder controversy can erase today's symbolic showdown from the front page. The internet is loyal to novelty, not closure. Still, perception residue sticks. Some viewers will always remember this as that rumored crossover moment. Others will remember it as that day the internet shadowboxed itself. Same story, 2 permanent memories. The smartest takeaway isn't about whether the run-in happened. It's about how fast narrative engines start when legacy names get placed near each other. Fame plus history plus rivalry mythology equals instant storyline generation. No script needed. The audience writes it automatically, and hanging over everything is the cliffhanger question that keeps viewers clicking. Coincidence, symbolism, or pure internet fantasy projection? Because online culture has a habit. It turns maybe into movie, rumor into trailer, and proximity into plot. The crowd thinks the story just reached its ending. History says. This is usually the chapter break, right before the next louder headline. Kicks the door open, because when legacy names enter the same rumor sentence, the internet never whispers. Alright, now the spotlight swings to you. Yes, you with the comment half-typed and the hot take fully loaded. Was this rumored crossover moment actually meaningful? Or did the internet grab a coincidence, put it on steroids, and enter it into the drama Olympics? I want your verdict, your theory, your courtroom closing statement down below. Pick a side. Defend your logic and try not to sentence people based on thumbnail evidence alone. If you made it through this full breakdown, congratulations, your attention span just bench pressed the algorithm. Around here, we don't just repeat headlines. We dissect hype, decode narrative, and roast exaggeration over a slow flame. No blind worship, no blind hate. Just sharp takes with sharper sarcasm. So go ahead and smash that like button like. It leaked your group chat, subscribe like the next controversy is already buffering. And turn on notifications so you don't show up 3 scandals late asking, wait, when did this happen? Because by the time you catch up, the internet has already written the sequel and cast the extras. Share this video with that friend who claims they're above celebrity drama but somehow has breaking news alerts in their soul. Yes, that undercover culture analyst. Send it to them immediately and act innocent. Remember, rumors spark, reactions explode, narratives mutate, and the truth usually shows up last carrying paperwork. And when the next big name collision, call out, or chaos clip drops, we'll be here separating smoke from fire and hype from history. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, stay entertained. This is Fame Blueprint, where viral stories get reverse engineered and the drama never ships without inspection.